I'm excited to share with you what I've learned on the economics of climate change. I started by watching the Bill Mckibben's clip on YouTube. I started out with some key points about global warming that we discussed in Module 1, like temperatures are expected to rise 2 degrees. We've already gone up 1 degree. We could see temperatures go up as high as 4 or 5 degrees before the century is out. He goes on to discuss some good news. That we know how to solve the problem if we wanted to solve it. Scientists have warned us about what can happen, and engineers have told us what we can do to switch from products such as coal, gas, and oil. So countries have begun to make that shift. Germans generated 80% of their power in the summer of 2015 from solar. Costa Rica ran the first 4 months of 2015 entirely on renewable electricity. And Bill adds that scientists figure we could see countries running on renewable energy as soon as 2025. Obviously, countries have to be invested and have to make a big push for that. But why haven't we seen more changes being made in North America? The Koch brothers are the richest men on earth. They made their money through oil and gas and provided $900 million to the next federal election to make sure that the status quo remains in place. So it's quite unfortunate, really, and that's why we've talked about greed in Module 1 as well, so that's kind of a prime example of that. We also have the Rockefeller family. It's a completely different scenario. They're the original oil fortune family, and they're divesting billions of dollars from coal to green initiatives, as they said that this was no longer okay. They became aware of a lot of this through movements, which are taking place all over the world, especially overseas. So I just want to end with tidal energy will generate 1.5 megawatts of power. Wave energy is when generators are placed in the ocean's surface and energy levels are determined by the strength of the wave. Tidal energy converts energy from tides or the continuous flow of water. So 1 megawatt can power 1,000 homes, just to give you an idea. Tidal energy is more predictable than the sun and the wind. For instance, 1 megawatt solar outfit would be less because the sun isn't shining all the time, nor is it always windy like it is here today. So I'm here to talk about the geothermal systems. I have a geologic system, but I'm going to talk to you about the Tesla model, which retails for $29,247. And with incentives, it's $19,423. So the reason why I wanted to share the Tesla model with you was because you can now pay monthly for $135 per month to own the system. I'm not sure how many years you have to pay for, but it's definitely affordable at $135 per month. So, and then I just wanted to give you a little comparison with oil costs. So my friend has a house pretty much the same size as mine, and I don't know, obviously there's going to be differences in insulation, windows, newer windows, older windows, stuff like that, but he pays around $2,500 to $3,000 per year for oil for his house, plus the $150 per month for hydro. So that's $4,300 a year, and that's on the low end of the oil costs. And then that's not including the startup costs of the oil furnace and installation and all that stuff either. So our geothermal system is included in the hydro bill. All we have to pay for is the pump to circulate it, which is for the hydro. So our hydro bill is $250 a month, which runs our heating and our cooling. So that's $3,000 for the year. So compared to oil and geothermal, a difference of $1,300 per year. So a system can be paid for itself in about 15 years. The geothermal systems for Tesla are also more compact. As you can see, this one's a little bit bigger, probably the same size as like an oil furnace. Um, but the Tesla model, I'll include the link. It's much smaller, and also um, the glycol that runs through the yard. There's a piping system that's about 6 feet down, and I don't know, it's almost about 80 yards, 60 to 80 yards long, a pipe, and it circulates in the ground, and that's how you get your heat and cooling from the ground. But the Tesla system now, it only probably goes about 15 feet from the house, and then it goes straight down and not very far. So there's less mess and less costs for that as well. So the cost of clean energy has dropped significantly in the past 2 decades, and that trend is expected to continue. Cost of solar power is expected to drop by 2/3. Onshore wind costs cut nearly in half, and offshore wind costs are expected to drop by 71%. By 2028, solar will beat existing gas generations, and because of the drop in prices, is expected in 2040 that zero carbon will own 86% of renewable energy, and fossil fuels will be as low as 14%. So solar delivers the cheapest unsubsidized electricity, while the price of coal power plant is nearly twice as high. With total renewable investment over the next 2 decades projected to be at $7.2 trillion versus $1.5 trillion for fossil fuel power, there will be a high demand for jobs in the renewable industry. In 2012 to now, the jobs have increased by 30%, and in the gas and oil industry, there have been a total of 440,000 people laid off in 2015 and in 2016. U.S. accounting for 40% and Canada accounting for 10%. So Alberta was one of the third largest reserves of crude oil after Saudi Arabia and Venezuela, and lost more than 100,000 jobs. And that's when the prices plummeted back in 2014. So the main reason why cost of solar or wind and other clean energy initiatives have dropped in prices because of the lithium-ion batteries used to store the energy, which is becoming cheaper as technology advances, and they're also being able to also store more as well. So it's quite significant. An average passenger vehicle emits 4.6 metric tons of carbon dioxide per year, and road transportation alone contributes to 15.9% of man-made CO2 emissions. In my previous video, I was discussing the lithium batteries and how they're becoming more advanced and cheaper. Well, with that, so is the price of electric cars, as those batteries are used in them. You can get a Hyundai 4-door sedan for just over $37,000, and it can get you as far as 249 kilometers. So the price is pretty much comparable to a gas-powered vehicle, and on top of that, there are rebates that were announced from our government that will take $5,000 off an electric vehicle and $2,500 off a plug-in hybrid, up to $55,000. So BC is a little more advanced with the green initiatives. They offer a little more. They're also offering $750 in rebates for plug-in chargers, and it just continues to go up. They can get up to $4,000 back in rebates for a plug-in charger on a multiplex building where there's more people, more electric cars needed. And just to touch base with some sales, with electric vehicles since 2013. In 2013, there was just under 1,100 electric vehicles sold, and in 2017, there was just under 7,500 vehicles sold. From 2017 to 2016, there's been a 120% increase in electric vehicles sold. So, with the price of electric vehicles becoming more affordable, do you see yourself driving an electric vehicle anytime soon?